Hey there, I just wanted to share my thoughts on Mamemeister's latest video, or at least, no, it's not latest video, it came a week ago. Yeah, look how the time flies. Well, Mamemeister asks 5 random questions. So, first question, what's your favorite video game medium? Well, first of all, given the fact that favorite can mean anything, especially given from a subjective standpoint, I think every medium is good, but it's a product of its time. And so, technically speaking, it's quite easy to strike out obsolete media and rule out the storage means that are simply not relevant for today's systems. But for example, tapes are easily the worst. Okay, I cannot say that my favorite gaming medium of all time is tapes, uh, because their tapes are too susceptible to magnetic corruption. They can be chewed by the tape recorder. The loading times are abysmal, and so on. Um, you know, optical drives, on the other hand, really revolutionized game distribution and are still today the main means of game distro. But not because they are any good, but they are certainly out of time and should have been gone long ago. The only reason that they stay around is because the discs are so damn cheap and companies want to maximize their profits. Plus, they are not susceptible to magnetic interference, so that's another plus, I guess, when they are shipped in mass volumes. But I think the best medium by far is solid state in all of its forms. Cartridges, storage cards. I think we could all benefit from having such data cards everywhere, USB thumb drives, SD cards of some kind, possibly with additional, protection or insulation from magnetic interference, just to make sure that the gaming data is not corrupted while the games are shipped. You know, I very much like the compact size of cards like the Nintendo DS cartridges, and I think we could all benefit from having such cards everywhere. Digital distribution has a major advantage that it's flexible. It can provide you with quick updates and bug fixes. Plus, if you have a fast connection, you can get your game library rebuilt just by logging into your Steam account or Uplay or whatever service you use. So it's not dependent on a singular machine, a singular console or a PC. Of course, this means you are dependent on the service. You don't own a physical copy, etc., which is another huge discussion by itself. But overall, I think the favorite kind of gaming media is the compact kind of data cards, like the Nintendo DS card, or for example, the old slick cards from the TurboGrafx 16, the PC Engine. These were very nice cards, which were also impressively thin and nice. So solid state for me is the way to go, especially now in the future when chips are not so much susceptible to statical electricity and failure like they were in the old days. I don't think companies will ever go that route because Blu-ray, digital distro, and reasons. So yeah. Plus the cartridges. To make another point, the cartridges for some games back in the day, I remember they had some of them had additional memory or even additional sound chips that enhanced the game and made the system perform better than its original configuration. So there are many possibilities there. I don't see any innovations of this kind today. You can put you cannot upgrade your system hardware wise by just putting in a memory card. Where is that kind of innovation? And we're always dependent on companies making new consoles. That's not progress in my book. So question number 2, how much online gaming do you do? Very little to none. And the main reason is that my internet connection is quite awful. I live in the countryside and far away from any sort of fiber infrastructure. So I don't know. It's a marginally appropriate connection for online gaming. I can play, light games like Hearthstone that are not, real-time action games. But I've played some racing games. I enjoyed some online races in Grid Autosport and The Crew. It depends on the quality of the netcode of the game. For example, I used to play which game it was. It was NBA 2K16. Yeah, I've been waiting for that game for quite a while to get into some multiplayer basketball games, but the netcode was terrible and it dropped me out all the time. So yeah, apart from the network issues, I'm more of a single player gamer. So online gaming is not a priority for me personally. Question number 3, have you ever written a game? No, absolutely not. The furthest I've ever come to writing a game was decades ago on my first PC, when I made a simple game of free throw basketball shooting in GW Basic. But I never continued. I never pursued this thing. I don't have the programming skills to write code, and I haven't looked into programs that make it easier to build games without too much programming knowledge. Plus, my job leaves me with little time to start dealing with programming. Question number 4, do you ever think one day you'll decide to give up your with YouTube, and why? Well, no, I don't think anytime soon. I've been making videos since 2003, 2004, but not for YouTube per se, but for my magazines, the magazine that I was I used to work for, and I came into YouTube much later. It was rather a place to upload some of the videos I made for the magazine. You can find some of my old photography and robotics videos on my channel, but it was just something I did for shits and giggles, not something serious. I used to make gaming videos too, but for the DVD of the game, there were video reviews that accompanied the written article of the magazine. It was a very good time. I used to do it with my colleague. We were playing games on PlayStation 2 and the original Xbox then. I would then do the editing and write the script text, and he would do the voiceover, and we would put the video on a PDF. We would superimpose the video on of the image, and so the written review would become sort of interactive. But it never YouTube was very new then, and it wasn't yeah. Well, I did other videos as well. I used to do science and technology videos. I went to universities. I used to do videos about the new university, the Athens University telescope. I remember another project by the Polytechnic School of it was a large 3D scale, um, 3D scanning, large-scale 3D scanning of monuments and art installations. And I did several videos of covering conferences and exhibitions, like CeBIT exhibition in Hanover, Germany, which I attended several times. But those were old projects of mine. This current YouTube channel is just a personal thing. I'm not so much into vlogging, and I don't have any aspirations of making a channel with a large following, so I just want to reach out to the community of gamers who could help me get a wider perspective of things and provide me with new insights, and have the chance to meet with new people and who share more or less the same interest in gaming. So it's just a distraction for me, a chance to fool around and relax. In the future, who knows, maybe I'll become more organized, and but don't hold your breath on that just yet. And the final question: how many hours a week do you devote to making YouTube content? Well, very little apparently, and it's not a matter of time. When you want something bad, you can find the time. It's more. I find it, generally I find it very pleasant and a creative process of making and editing videos. But I'm just not in the mood right now. It's all about being in the mood, in a good mindset, to be relaxed. And right now I just don't have the urge to sit down and produce content properly and regularly. I'd like to impose a schedule on myself and have specific videos coming out in specific days of the week, but yeah, I'm not sure if that's gonna happen anytime soon. And apart from the mood swings, there's a practical reason as well. It takes me forever to upload videos due to my slow connection. So for the time being, I cannot find a good incentive to produce content other than making the occasional video response. So regular YouTubing is something new to me, and perhaps I'll continue in the future. It's okay, it's fun. I guess it's better than nothing to have an occasional video. But I hope that there will be a few people out there at least who will appreciate what I'm doing, and that will give me some incentive to produce more content. So we'll see how it goes. So there's my answer to Mamemeister. I wish him well, and for those who don't know him, I got the link down below, and he's a fervent retro gamer, and he makes good stuff, especially the series where he compares different variations of old arcade games as they were ported to different home computers and gaming consoles. So that's that. Have a nice one.